Horse racing, as we know, runs deep, not only through Kentucky history, but generations of African Americans.
In Scott County, Georgetown is honoring one of the industry's best blacksmiths, Terry Thomas. I had the chance to speak with Terry on how he hopes to preserve the sport's colorful past.
Well, I got involved in the horse industry. It's really a long, drawn-out story.
Nearly 30 years of experience shoeing and trimming for high-end thoroughbreds across central Kentucky. Terry Thomas got his foot in the door with help from Johnny Collins, a beloved blacksmith who worked on champion racehorses, including 2010 American Horse of the Year, Zenyatta. Thomas's reputation, top tier as well.
I can say this, and I'm comfortable in saying this, I'm one of the best blacksmiths, probably in the world.
Horse racing trainers, breeders, and jockeys often get a lot of attention. But now blacksmiths are sharing some of the spotlight in Georgetown. The city raising flags downtown to honor Thomas and other blacksmiths' service to the sport.
Not really trying to brag, but we've done the best horses in the world.
Smarty Jones, winner of the 130th Kentucky Derby. Big Brown, champion of the 134th Run for the Roses. Justify, the fastest thoroughbred in the 144th meeting of the world's most exciting 2 minutes in sports. And Thomas says his list of cult clients continues.
I know a horse is nothing without his feet.
A blacksmith's job is demanding and sometimes dangerous. After almost 3 decades bent over, standing on sore feet, Thomas suffered a career-ending injury about 8 months ago while on the job.
I just thank God I had history. If I didn't have the history part of it, I don't know.
Thomas is now saddled with different responsibilities. Co-founder of Echoes of Our Ancestors with Barry Tilford. The pair puts together presentations to celebrate the achievements of African Americans.
Well, there are some people who have the stories. Like Terry's had these stories. My family from educators have had these stories, making a platform so they can be marquee.
Scott County, we really got some big boys.
Oscar Dishman, Harry Lewis, just to name a few black thoroughbred industry pioneers and innovators from Scott County. But Tilford and Thomas say there aren't many more, and fear their names may be forgotten. So they've invested thousands of dollars into the nonprofit to preserve the sport's colorful past and pave the way for the next generation.
African American people, we still in this, and we're still doing great work. It's not very many of us, but the ones that I know in it is at the highest level.
I'm here with my grandparents, Barbara and Boz Tilford. I'm motivated by the echoes of my ancestors, Boz Tilford Sr. and Barbara Tilford. I stand before you today.
Please consider donating. Additionally, a special thanks goes to our dear friend and special guest, Speaker Dr. Gerald Smith, and the National Cancer Society of African American Cancer Awareness. Let's sit back and enjoy tonight's festivities and fellowship. Both my husband, Boz Tilford Sr., and I, Barbara, would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all the thoroughbred horse racing fans.
Greetings, dear friends, officials, honorees, and beloved family.
I am Imari Tilford. I'm inspired by the spirit of my great-great-grandfather, James Bouquet Bibbs, a very successful Negro black jockey and trainer, and the soul of thoroughbred racing.
Hey everyone, please donate.
I won 3 derbies. The first time I won a derby, I broke and set a record, an American record, for 2 minutes, 37.75 seconds. I am a thoroughbred trained by Ansel Williamson. On September 8, 2010, I had a street named after me, Oliver Lewis.
I became a Belmont States winning jockey, a Kentucky Derby winning horse trainer, and an owner of several of the top race horses. I was one of the wealthiest African Americans in the state of Kentucky. I died in 1906. I am Edward Brown.
I was the last African American to ride a winner in the Kentucky Derby. In 1902, after blackball in the U.S., I raced in Russia and Egypt. I retired as a jockey at the age of 50, having
won more than 2,500 races, then began a second successful career as a horse trainer. Died on March 23rd, 1974, the age of 91 years old. I am James Jimmy Wingfield.
A few of my most notable achievements including training, winning horses for the 1973 Mission Mile, Ohio Derby, Hawthorne Stakes, and the Winter Handicap. I began working with horses when I was a teenager, training thoroughbred horses for more than 40 years, including Silver Series and Golden Dawn. I died October 1st, 2000. I am Oscar Dishman Jr.
In the first chapter of the book, Richard Wright wrote these words. He said, "Each day when you see us on the dusty farmlands, each day when you see us on the dusty farmlands, and you see us on the hard pavement of the city streets, you think you know us, and you take us for granted. But we are not what we seem. What you're doing today reveals and speaks clearly to the world that we are not what we seem, that we are there and have been there and are still there because the soul of thoroughbred racing is rooted and grounded in the black jockey, the black groom, the black trainer. Amen. Those who sacrificed years ago. And the African American experience is inextricably linked to the American experience, just like thoroughbred racing and the role of the black jockey is tied and connected to Kentucky history. You cannot separate the two. And so all I'm trying to say is when we think about the soul of the black jockey, think about this. Think about before we had heard of March Madness, before the road to the Final Four, before Hank Williams Jr. saying, "Are you ready for some football?" Before Jim Nance said, "Hello, friends." Before the Super Bowl is known as the gateway to the Super Bowl. Before Simone Biles became the GOAT, before LeBron was known as King James, before Michael was known as Air Jordan, there was a black jockey named Isaac Murphy who was the prince of jockeys. There was another black jockey named Jimmy Wingfield who was known as the Black Maestro. These were individuals who had placed their foot in the sand, never to be forgotten. They were individuals who symbolized the pride, the passion, the perseverance in their communities. They represented their families. They were not what they were seen to be by whites. They were not lazy. They were not ignorant. They were not shiftless. They were the soul of the black community. And their black wives and sisters were the strength of the black community. Thank you.